Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show with SmartRobie. This is Martin Wong here. Now, I hope that this morning find you good and healthy. And of course, many of you were disappointed that the KLCI could not rally after the Chinese New Year. But I did warn earlier on as part of the reason with the Pentagon backtesting that we have done. Most of the time, especially right now, where market hasn't been that trending or even bullish, a lot of the nice what we call green pentagon or blue trend zone will tend to fade away after 1 month. In the case that we have back tested it, and after 22 days or 21 days the market started to turn, and we did see that too. But that is also evident from what you have seen on the foreign funds decided to sell off over the last 1 week. There's been consecutive sell-off outflow of foreign funds that also make our market right now couldn't go higher, but well supported at 1460. Let's take a look at what we have for you this morning in our breakfast show in here. So let's take a look at what we have. And of course, many of you with our SmartRobie switching to a wider chart here, you would have seen the new layout as well as the new home page that many of you may be familiar with the older version. We also have the watch list and also the pin portfolio, so do check it out, and also activate your free usage monthly pass right now to access all exchange, and also stand a chance to win a 50 ringgit touch and go voucher. So make sure you check out that new promotion that we, and also the SDI approved course that I'll be doing on the coming March. If you need the 10 points for all your professional in here, you want to check out that one in here. But the best thing is 50 ringgit voucher to stand a chance to win a nice e-wallet, part and parcel of using. So let's get on to what we have for you this morning, and looking at just on the KLCI side here and where we are. Let me just move this side, and of course our new insider buying and selling features. We've been talking about it over the last 1 or 2 weeks in here. The KLCI has failed the rally that we've seen now, is back right at the support. And how we do that? So we go into KLSE, we click on Robie chart, and next thing you will know, the new layout, it's pretty nice and slick in here, and the chart are dynamic chart, no longer that you've seen in here. So you can just let me just go to this market in here. It's down 4 points. Market did make a nice move last Friday, so this morning is down 147 in here, closes almost 10 points. It's in the orange trend zone, so it's pretty weak in here, but again, you've been warned already. MYG, of course, is been gathering a lot of news, and also Iris too, which also been the talk of the Edge newspaper being involved. A lot of government projects, and government projects are pulling back. That's the news which is holding the headline in here. Gainer are your usual suspect, all the consumer product in here, and definitely decliners are your technology and Hack Tech, SAM, MC-Man, Great Tech. But this is the new game changer, at least from the SmartRobie standpoint, and you can see we have the able to rotate. This is the one, so you can look at the 1 month shape here, and it looks pretty nice. And you can also mouse over it. You can see when you put it mouse over, you can see the interactive with the dynamic tooltip. It's already there, so you can see it very nicely in here. So the market is down, okay, 0.5%, but we can see from here on the chart, since the red pentagon, the market has moved 3 bar up the year, but they have a nice 2 bar reversal. But check out the confirmed no supply. The confirmed no supply is definitely something which is fairly a strong indication that this market may even rally back. But again, the 1500 that you see on the chart here, it is the one of the showstopper. Of course, if you want to rotate the chart, those of you who are using the handphone in here, which I can't do it because I'm sort of mounted into my desktop here, so you can see from here onwards. Let's switch to a 3 month chart, and this will definitely turn to a 3 month, or you turn it to a 6 months. It looks much better on a 6 month chart in here. Then we just need to rotate it back. You can see switching back to 1 month will give you a so-called portrait image in here. But again, red pentagon is already out in here. So again, we are also targeting some of the user who are advanced user, and you want to check out the ST2, a stage 2 intraday, and also review of hot sectors and some of the Pentagon stock idea that we have previously. So we try to make things interesting in right now, especially right now the market may not be that trendy. So shorter term trading is definitely better than the longer terms, of course, right? But those of you who have bought the Robie FA collection list, which is the fundamental stocks, may have done pretty well. One of the stocks that we did highlighted on our last episode 202. Today is episode already 203. We did talk about that stock. You remember or not? Those of you who have came in and supported it, it's BJ Food. We'll take a look at the BJ Food in here, and let's go on to our thing in here. Now, of course, the SmartRobie is powered by Pentagon guided system that you see on the chart, and right now we have dynamic chart in here. Lots of improvements since we have launched this as one of the products that we are quite proud of at Trade VSA in here. All right. We are seeing the market right now. So the KLSE, let's take a look at the KLSE. This was previously that we have seen market retesting back at 1500, as I said before, and the third time. At that time, we want that market to break. Let's switch on to the 1 month chart that you see. The top here was on the 30th of September. Just want to show you the highlight, right? You can see here 150 foreign funds were already selling, and when they are selling, usually this is a case that we get market were likely to turn back. But remember, railway tracks are up, but now railway tracks are bending. So if you look on the left-hand side, the left-hand side of the chart, the newer chart in here, which is the live chart, you can see today on the 13th of February in here, just a day before Valentine. So happy Valentine, those of you who are celebrating Valentine in here. And of course, the red Pentagon came, and this way we saw the big foreign funds coming in, and then the market just turned. Of course, the 30th of September chart that you see on top in here, we were that verge of just breaking up the 1500, but we could not break above in here, and red Pentagon did come out. Of course, that's one of the easiest way for our users to be guided in here, and the market subsequent breakdown from here onwards. Okay, again, this is the market stages continue to drop off from where we have in here, and has since then turned red Pentagon. Now let's also look at the hot sector this morning here. All right, let's look at the hot sector this morning, and let's see hot sectors, what is hot this morning. Energy continued to be the headline in here, right? So let's take a look at energy sector in here, and of course we will zoom into the energy in here, and some of this, since they turn green Pentagon, you can see right at the bottom. And remember the way it is sorted out, all right? The latest Pentagon date, whether it is red Pentagon or green Pentagon, will be on top, and the furthest away of those green Pentagon, you can see those will be sorted out below. You can see 11th of January, which almost a month ago, they gone up 12%, 7%. Hibiscus hasn't been not turning up. Bumi Armada was pretty good, 12% in here. MHP 3.7. Petra Energy, Dialog has turned back the red Pentagon in here. So we really half of these stocks are still green, half of these stocks are green. Let's take a look at Charimin. All right, 5257, and again now we have the dynamic chart in here. This is that's a stock fundamental. Let's go into stock chart, and okay, click on the chart here, and you're able to see this chart right now. Switching back to a 1 month chart, and you can see still continuing a nice uptrend, switching back to a 3 month in here. So definitely when it turned green Pentagon, that was a nice one. So that is looking from these sectors in here, but none of this has turned. Let's look at Heng Yuan in here, just turned red Pentagon. So that also tell you the market, even the energy sectors are starting to turn down. So those of you who have the energy sectors, you may want to take some profit here. And so you can see from here, red Pentagon just turned last Friday in here, and right now switching just to a 1 month chart, and it's also down minus 0.5% in here. We can also look at the second sector in here, and maybe let's look at transportation. Okay, again, all I have to say, and those of you who are very familiar with the SmartRobie, usually when the KLCI sectors are turning red Pentagon, generally many of these things eventually will turn. But of course, some of these, Harbour turned 20th of January, 7% in here. Tiong Nam, 2nd of February, still down. Hextech is turned red, and Jinhin Group, okay, Jinhin Group just turned green Pentagon. So that would be interesting. And this is also one of the stocks we've been talking about, the insider buying and selling. Let's take a look at this morning here. All right, and you can see this morning after it turned green Pentagon and the market went up, but of course sellers came in and started to sell some. So market is still up 3.6% as we spoke of right now in here. But that green Pentagon, it's very nicely defined. Of course, you can also switch to what we call the horizontal chart here. You see much better in here, but of course, the chart that I designed here in such a way it just fits in for my this morning in here. So Jinhin looks like green Pentagon. That's okay. Now you guys can also come back next week and take a look at this in here and let me know what you think of the new version of our SmartRobie in here. And we are going up, and do share the SmartRobie with your friends and colleagues so they would enjoy it, and tell them about what we have in here. All right, so we done that one, hot sectors in here. Let's quickly move on to the next one section is the Robie FA list. All right, the Robie FA list is again focusing purely more on the fundamental stocks, and especially if you are those fundamental beginners, this is the one that you want to look at. This week we had a lot more in here, but on the 30th of July we were just looking at BJ Food. This week we have 4, but there's no intraday alert, which means because market is down, isn't it? You've just seen that the market is down 4 points, so many of this there's no alert in here. But you can look at BJ Food is still up, but since 9th of February it's been pretty much down. But let's take a look, and we first spotted on 30th of January because it did turn green Pentagon and then red Pentagon again. Right, so, and don't forget to subscribe to our daily newsletter to get also insight to our Robie FA list on the daily. Now this was on the 30th of September. You could see Robie spotted at 108. It's still in the list right now in here as the market did turn red Pentagon I think a day or two later on, but there was no follow through, right? But you can see the railway track still turned higher and then hit 117, up about a possible of 8.3% from where we first start talking about it in 30th of January in here. So that's giving it a potential return of gross of 830 ringgit from a $10,000 for a plus 8.3%. Of course, we can also take a look at the fundamentals, 5196, and okay, so let's put in BJ Food. Okay, and look at the fundamentals. So the fundamentals in here is a 5 rating. 5 rating pays a 2.6% dividend. Okay, not too bad in here. And fundamentally undervalued, but you have to be careful of it if it's a value trap in here. But at the 15.5 times PE, it will be 116, which is almost there. You know, it did hit 117, so spot on. So right now, if you see from a fundamental standpoint, we already possibly hit that pretty well value in here. All right, so keep in mind. But those of you who are looking for a longer term with a 2% dividend, maybe you want to buy on a better setup or entry in here, because right now this market is already push up. And of course this morning we can also look into the charts in here, which is a live chart here, right? And let's take a look at that. So switch to a 1 month, we can see better. It's holding back. Maybe this is a nice pullback. Okay, those of you who learn to pull back, this would be a nice chart to begin with. Okay, so that is BJ Food. That's only one we have in here. Also, let's check it out. Early on, we did check out some of the stocks. So what did we have for you this morning? Now, this morning in here, I found 2 stocks. So let's take a look at the on the Robie FA list. Click on the Robie FA list here. All right, and you can see there's 4 HS Plant, which is item number 3. It's plantation. There's only plantation stocks that's really coming up. Green Pentagon, 7th of February, which is actually last week, and also 10 February. Hasn't moved that much yet. Yep, the Pentagon date was 7th of February, actually, which is last week. That's right, 10th of February, and the other one was the 7th of February. Let's take a look at them, shall we? So on the First one is Eno, turned on the 7th of February, which is up 1.3%. But take note, it does have resistance in here, alright? It does have resistance in here, so that usually makes it more difficult to go up. You can see KLCI hasn't been that great, and volumes are pretty low. So this one, we have to rely a bit on slightly longer term. Let's look at the fundamentals that we have here, and stock fundamental in here. PE of 6 times. The sector is really low, PE of 9 times in here. But look at the dividend. This must be one of those special dividend payout, which does pay a 14% dividend with a ROE of 35. That's significantly very great. With a target price at a PE of 8.5 times, that will be 193. Okay, so that is a potential of 25% in here if it does go to that level in here. All right, so that's a nice one in here. So let's take a look this morning where it is right now. Going to stock chart and stock comment in here for Eno. Hit the chart here and it's down. Okay, so the 160 seems to be that resistant in here, and it needs a bit more or some sort of a volume to push it up. Let's see how we will perform today going forward here. Okay, next is Hapsing Plantation. Okay, Hapsing Plantation, HS plant. Okay, let's look at the fundamental first. There'll be, so fundamental for Hapsing Plus is rated 5 out of 8, okay, with a dividend 8%. Those of you looking for good dividend, this is definitely one. But it did form a very nice base there, a double bottom in here, turn red pentagon in here, turn green pentagon just on the 12th in here, and PE of 5 times with a ROE of 15%, which is quite acceptable. It's just that there's so much news on the palm oil and a lot of the negative news that we are seeing also in Europe in here. That's why the kind of valuation that we're getting for the sector average is only 9% in here. All right, again, let's look at the stock chart right now. What are we seeing in here? Hit the stock chart, and you can see also market started to pull back after it turned green pentagon here. But we have to have a little bit of patience for this kind of market to sort of go forward from here. All right, so those are the two, and of course next week we're going to be coming look back. Now for our advanced users, some of you who are using may want to just try out in here. The advanced user are looking into the SD2, right? The stage 2 intraday alert for the shorter term, especially right now with the market that we are seeing in here. You might want to trade the shorter term in here. Definitely the first 3 that we have shown you on the 30th of January, which is about 2 weeks ago, which is a good demonstration of some of the things we talk about it in our show, and then later look at it in here at 9:26. These are short-term opportunity, and at the time when we were talking about fast, if you go back to the previous chart, you can see fast from here was 16 cents, right? So we did get 16 cents in here, spotted around on the 30th of January, which is 9:26. It did hit high of 19.5 cents. That is I think about 4 days later. Now remember, not all charts will hit high, okay? It all depends really much on the market in here. So it did hit high of 19.5 cents, plus 21%, so giving it a potential return of 2,180 ringgit from a 10k trade. All right, 10k trade in here. But if the trade doesn't go anywhere, you might just want it. And very similarly, this is not the kind of trade that you want to buy and hold for longer term. Very short term trade here. Again, the next one is K1. Remember from our list that we have here, which is K1 here, this list here, K1. Okay, so K1 spotted at 16.5 cents on, again, 9.28 on 30th of January, hit high of 18 cents, a plus 9%, giving it a potential return of 900 ringgit from a 10k trade here. Pretty okay. And then after they hit it, double top, you can see here, right? This is where a lot of the market seems to be hitting the double top technical resistance that we see. And also we saw that right on the KLCI earlier. So that's why I want to show you the broader base of the KLCI, and then you have in here, hit it there, and the market then turned back down. So that's where we have. The next one is Encon Logistic. Just looking at those 3, you can see third item here, Encon Logistic. So Anchor Logistics was the brave one, all right. You can see the market eventually shot up, right? But it did spotted again 928. So early in the morning, those of you have you want to be looking at your ST2 intraday at 18 cents. Okay, 18 cents. It did hit high, eventually up to 25.5 cents the following day, right? That is almost a 41%. So if you are doing a 10k trade, that is a potential of 4,160 ringgit in here, right? And what kind of so it's also good to do some bit of back testing in here. Of course, when the market hit high, you know, like most things in Malaysia, chapot, take profit, market continue to come down in here. But of course, some people said sometimes no chance, isn't it? The market went so fast. But I want to show you this chart here, Encon, right? In the morning, 18 cents, you can see here, 30th of January, this is 14.30. So right at 9.30, it was still around 18 cents. But after lunch, you could see the market really spew and fly, right? So that also gives you a chance to get in here, all right? So it's also good to upgrade to the VSA 360 where you may able to see those intraday chart, or if you have an intraday chart looking on the hourly or 15 minutes, that's pretty good. But this is definitely one of those evidence in here that the market do allow you. Not all the time, you know, we've seen a lot of chart, you just hit straight, maybe that's where you want to be. But if you go back to this, when Encon hit the 18 cent, that was only about 5%, right? Eventually it shot up higher, and you could see this was the big move, and then finally, can it go higher? Who knows, right? Sorry, this one here, this is the big, you know, continue on here. And we all know Encon is one of those shares that usually move up a lot, move up fast, come down so fast, right? So always be careful of those climatic volume that you see here, right? Okay, and let's take a look this morning. All right, we got a lot of great shares also this morning at 9:50. All right, 9:50 a.m. short opportunity. Again, next week we're gonna be looking. First one we'll be looking is Nice. All right, Nice in here, and it's up 3% at 15.5 cents. Let's take a look at the chart right now. See where they are. Hit the stock chart. Or you can see this one in here. This is a 15 cent. All right, and you still have a resistance in here around 16.5 cents in here. We got a lot of nice tests, right? The 3 nice tests in here. We will see next week whether this thing can move out. Next one is Anika, okay, which is another 15 cent, and we also have Persona, okay, 0226 Anika. Now remember, you should be a very experienced user to try it. If you're just beginner, maybe you want to just back test this and just sort of play along with it and see how well it have gone. All right, and I'm just waiting for that one. Seems to be, so if it's not, just press one more time, or you can activate the free pass, and let's hit the chart here. Right, so you can see this is a much nicer one, and you can see the chart is already up 6%. Yeah, this is a nice uptrend compared to what we've seen. Nice is just like a rocket ship ready to move up, but this is in a nice uptrend. Switch to a 3-month chart here. You can see if you have bought it during the green pentagon, which is the entry at 16 cents, this market continue to go up. Of course, you can also check out Persona, JSB, Jin Hing Group, which is the one that does give a little bit of above the 1 ringgit at least. That one's not a penny stocks. All right, Yushi. All right, let's take a look at Jin Hin Group. 7187. Hit that one, and you can also check it out on your own SmartRobie as you have here. All right, let's look at the chart right now. Okay, you can see this one is again a nice space building up, then only start to break up. So volume was low, finally the volume came in. This is definitely a good potential, one of those setup I really like on the VSA setup here. Okay, so SmartRobie users, this is take on. So in summary, what we have seen, the KLCI failed to rally past the Chinese New Year and starting to correct right now. But I'm going to give you more update on this live Facebook on the 15th of February. So check, make sure you come with your friends, let them know, then we will do more discussion at 9:30 evening in here. The Robie FA list will give you a lot of the nice dividend in here. Shorter terms right now, especially right now, we want to be moving to the ST2 intraday. Check out the Pentagon also on the hot sectors, give you a lot of opportunity. Focus has always been you. all right, which is our user in here. Our members get to use some of the latest tools in here, and definitely one of them is the insider buying and selling, which we will be talking more in length. All right, don't forget to sign up for our newsletter and also our YouTube subscribe channel in here. And if you're ready, go for our premium package, which is our VSA 360 with the new features and great review coming up. All right, so right now we'll be looking at a couple of stocks. If you want, do let me know. I'll be happy to look into them. If you have any stocks you want me to look at. All right, any stocks? Okay, we have PA. Let's take a look at PA, switching to a wider chart here. PA, what are PA? PA Alliance. Do you have a name? Limoy? P. Short form, Alliance PA. There's a few of them PA here. It would be great you give me a code. If not, I'll just have to go over to TradingView to pick it up. Okay, we got VIS here. VIS was one of the stocks which is, early on came out on the intraday alert. Haptech, we got Haptech too. So if you look at that, let me just switch back to here and VIS send out. Look at the stock chart, stock comment here, and it's a live chart, so it's pretty good for a daily chart. So it's sufficient in here. Oh, that's a nice one. You can see VIS is breaking up on the moving, but it's up 14%, so take note of it. Okay, it was in green Pentagon early on, 2-bar pullback, railway track still up, so it looks pretty good. All right, we got 7725. Let's take a look. All right, 722225. Oh, which is a PA. Oh, but I didn't see it. PA. Yeah, it's way far. Oh, yes. 7225. All right, let's take a look at PA. Stock chart, stock comment in here. And we'll look one more. Last one is Haptech. And we'll just close it today in here. So you can see Haptech looks pretty good. Right, hasn't break out yet, but the green Pentagon is a nice follow to PA looks good. I think it's one of those technology stock if I'm not mistaken. Check out the fundamental too, using it. Then next we have Haptech, which is very popular among the smaller traders here. Right, and stock chart, stock comment here. Hit the charts, much easier to use. All right, there's a nice uptrend, nice pullback in here. Has also, you switch to 1 month, has a confirmed no supply in here. Who knows? Eventually this will move up not, but I think this is one of those I think the metal stocks are moving up in here. Maybe there will be some, but if the trend doesn't move up, right, then you need to take, but do take note, there is significant volume diminishing over the last 4 or 5 days. You can see that explains the pullback, which is acceptable in here, but take note, the KLSE is getting weaker in here. If it doesn't move up, I might just want to move out to another stocks in here. All right, so that's all I have. Thank you for coming, and don't forget to share our Telegram chat room in your friends and your colleagues here, so more of them can enjoy in here. And I'll see you on Wednesday night, more on our live FB. Thank you for coming. Bye bye.